the video.
Is it doing?
Yeah, I just give her a license.
Okay. Hi, Cassie. My name is Grace. I am a social worker here at the Red Cross Crisis Intervention. How are you?
I'm not doing too good today, Miss Grace.
Yeah, what's going on?
I just feel like I need to go ahead and get my things together and get out of here.
Out of the shelter, right?
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
correct? How long have you been at the shelter?
Today's my 5th day.
Your fifth day. What was it like your first day?
It seemed like it was very chaotic. I just need a little more consistency in my surroundings. I'm in the house that got destroyed in my home with all of my belongings. I had been there for 12 years and I knew where everything was and had a nice little routine that I did every day. And they've moved my sleeping cot 3 different times in the 5 days, and I feel a little overwhelmed by it all.
So it sounds like you're experiencing lots of changes and you're overwhelmed by the changes. What have you done to cope with the stress related to this disaster that you've experienced?
Well, I've had to get my things and put them in my car, and because I don't feel like I can keep them in my sleeping space because my sleeping space moves and I don't know if they're going to move my things with them. And so then I'm having to walk back and forth to the car to get things. I just feel very disshuffled and out of place.
Yes. And I also spoke with the staff there and I've heard it's very crowded. So there's just a lot of people that were affected and they're in a similar situation like you are. Have you reached out to any family members? Do you have any family?
I don't have any family members here, and that's kind of weighing on me. I don't really know where I'll go. I just feel like I need to find a little bit more stability than being in the shelter. I'm very grateful for everything they've given me. I just feel like I'm very anxious, and I feel like what little bit of belongings I was able to save from my home could be taken from me at any time because they just keep moving me, and I don't know.
You feel insecure.
Yes,
Yeah, and
ma'am.
all those feelings that you mentioned are normal. You know, feeling overwhelmed, feeling lonely, especially since you don't have anybody. Do you have a friend that you can reach out to?
No, ma'am.
No.
My closest friend died in the hurricane, and I
So sorry.
feel like I don't even know if they're making any arrangements for her. I don't know. We were kind of each other's support because neither one of us had any family left. We were both only children, and both of our parents are have already passed on. So we always helped each other, but it totally took her house out and caught her in it, and she's gone. I've lost her too.
I'm truly sorry for your loss. I want to help the best that I can, so thank you for sharing that information. I have prepared a couple worksheets that I want me and you to complete together, and then I have some resources that I'm going to provide you with and see if those will be helpful. Now, when I was reading your intake paperwork, I heard that you don't have anywhere else to go other than the shelter. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So there is some housing assistance, but it's going to be a process. It takes a while. There's applications that you're going to have to fill out. So it's just where you're going to have to be very patient together. But I'm going to work my best to help you with what I can, and with your cooperation, I think
I
we can move forward.
My insurance company is telling me when I called them that they want me to fill out forms too, but my computer's gone and I don't know how to fill out the forms you want me to fill out or their forms with my computer gone.
Yeah, so I wrote down right here, you're going to need access to a computer. So I'm going to find out what the nearest local library is around here, and then we'll get you access to there. That way you can log on. Okay, so this is yours. So we're going to go over it together. So the steps to recovery when you've experienced a disaster, such as a hurricane and you're losing your home, you got to make sure you're taking care of your safety. So, do you feel safe at the shelter where you're at?
I feel safe. Personally, I just worry about what little bit of my belongings I still have.
Right. And you have them in the car.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct.
They're locked in the car, and I don't think anyone's tried to get in my car.
Does the shelter provide any type of storage availability? I know sometimes they have different lockers. I don't know if those are temporary, if you have to take your stuff out at the end of the day.
They haven't, where I've been sleeping at, they haven't had any lockers, because I'm kind of in the overflow.
Okay, so maybe you can try to see if there's a waiting list and sign up for that for now. Okay, so it's also important to get some rest. Are you getting enough sleep?
I'm sleeping. I wake up sometimes throughout the night because I'm having nightmares. I've noticed I'm having some nightmares, but I am able to fall asleep after a while.
On average, about how many hours do you think you're sleeping?
I would say probably four
4 hours. Okay. Is there something you can do to try to increase that to maybe 6 hours? Maybe
Well,
doing some relaxation, breathing techniques right before bed. Do you think that would be helpful?
I could try that. I think the biggest hurdle or the biggest hindrance that I've noticed so far is that when I would come back and my bed sleep area had changed, I wasn't around the same person that I had slept beside or not beside, but in that area. It was a new person, and then I didn't know them very well. We spend time trying to get to know one another, and so it just felt very uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable situation. Yeah, that's understandable. So, and then we talked about reaching out to others. So you have no family or friends that you have contacted. Um, so setting priorities is also important in this situation. So like you said, you want to fill out the application. So right here, I put list 2 small tasks you would like to accomplish within the next month. So when you get back to the shelter, I want you to write down 2 goals that you would like to accomplish in this next month or in the next 2 weeks, such as fill out an application or contact someone within the
And I
shelter.
would like to do the wait list for the
Okay.
housing,
Okay.
and I would like to do my insurance documentation,
Mhm.
because then I could possibly get into an apartment.
Yeah, and there's
if I could get
also,
my insurance.
right, there's also FEMA. Have you heard of that?
There was a man walking through the shelter last night with some information with FEMA, but I kind of came in on the tail end of it. He had already finished up talking to a group, so I didn't get to hear it all.
No problem. I'll explain some of it to you. So it's a federal emergency management agency, and what they do is they provide financial assistance for those who have reported and declared their home being destroyed from the hurricane. So sometimes they provide the loans and you don't have to pay those back, and others they provide low interest. So that might be an option. And I don't know if you have all your documents, if they were lost, or if you have your ID and your social security.
I have my ID and
Okay.
stuff, but I really can't do another loan. I still have to pay for the house that was destroyed until I can get the insurance
Yeah.
stuff. That's the other part. I gotta make a monthly payment on the house. And I don't know if I can make the monthly payment on the house and an apartment if I can't get the insurance papers done on time.
So it sounds like those are the 2 priorities right now, getting in touch with FEMA, finding out what they can help with, and also filling out, contacting the insurance for your home. Great. Also gathering information and resources. So if there's anybody else walking around in the shelter, stop and take a listen and see what they have to offer. And then next time we meet, you can bring up that information and we can look, further into it together. So now we're going to focus a little bit on how you're doing. So your feelings, I want you to list 4 different feelings you have experienced since the disaster. So earlier you mentioned being overwhelmed. So you can write that first one, being overwhelmed, down, and then if you could come up with 3 others, or if you only can come up with 3, that's fine.
I feel very alone now that Sarah's gone.
It's a difficult situation, but right there, stay positive. Sounds like you still have some, good spirits, so.
I'm not really sure that I've actually dealt with it, to be honest. There's times that I feel like she's gonna walk in the shelter too, just like all the other people, and I found myself looking to see when a new group of people come into the shelter, if she's in the group, and then I have to remind myself that she's gone. And so it just makes me feel very alone and sad.
I'm so sorry you're feeling that way. And that's why I brought this feeling, because I want you to identify which one has the most intensity. Because it's very important for you to care for yourself, even while going through this circumstance that you are going through. And I wrote down right here some negative reactions or negative symptoms that you might want to watch out for, like loss of appetite, fatigue, losing interest in things, avoiding family, or crying spells in your outbursts. If you notice that those have intensified, then we might have to get you to a mental health practitioner just so that you can get an evaluation from them or make sure that you're also in good shape.
And I haven't been having any anger outbursts that I've noticed, but I do cry at night. I have noticed that it's just I still feel just so overwhelmed because everything that I have, except for what little bit is in my car, is just gone. All of my life, everything I've had all these years, it's just gone. Mother Nature just kind of took it all.
If you could think of something positive that you might be able to look forward to, what would that be?
I would definitely like to get into another house or apartment. That would definitely help me there. And then once I got that settled, I think my boss probably would, be a little more at ease because then I was gonna
You have something stable.
Right. Be able to be more dependable.
Sure. And as far as your belongings, those are materialistic and can be replaced. There's many agencies and organizations that donate furniture and clothing, and it's going to be hard at first. But I want you to know that there is resource available for you, and you're not alone.
I've kind of noticed there's a lot of people here that I'm not doing it yet, but they're talking to other people about how it's easier for them to sleep if they're taking stuff. But I don't want to get involved in that. I don't want to keep what little bit of money I've got so I can get an apartment or whatever. But they're offering pills to help people sleep and stuff, and that's kind of also adds to my angst whenever my stuff has been moved, and that's another reason why I keep it in my car, is I don't want them to take it.
Well, and those people might be having trouble sleeping. I don't know if they're seeing a practitioner who's prescribing that to them. But definitely stay goal oriented. You know what you want to do, and I also put right here, I want you to try to get in touch with a local church nearby and find out about assistance with clothing or any hygiene products, or join a support group maybe once a week that you can just go and vent and talk to and get out of the shelter. It sounds like that's what you're wanting. You're wanting to get out, but since right now there's nowhere for you to go that's stable, getting out for a couple hours, maybe a day, is going to be helpful. Maybe going to the library or finding the local church and engaging with those people.
And hopefully they would be able to maybe work with me too to get Sarah's arrangements taken care of too. You know, we need to get that taken care of. She would do that for me, and I wanna make sure I do that for her.
Is there any phone numbers that I can help you look up for you to start that process?
No, I have the phone numbers to my insurance and everything, I just need to be able to get onto the computer and do the forms they want and print them out to send them to them.
Okay. So this afternoon, you're gonna try to find out where your nearest local library is at. Get to that location and get access to the computer. And then I want you to just take notes of what you did that day and what you accomplished and then what you can do the following week. And then meanwhile, just continue gathering your resources. Okay?
And you think that I should just try to stay in here instead of just sleeping in my car somewhere?
Well, I don't know what you're most comfortable with. I know that the shelter, they have security there. So that might be a little more safe than the car. I think that might be a better option for you. But as far as finding like an apartment, right now it's just gonna be it's gonna be a process. But it doesn't mean that it's impossible. I think that as soon as, the quicker you move into applying for perhaps FEMA, the faster that we can, that you can get the process started. Yeah, but you just stay positive, Cassie. This is a difficult situation, something unexpected. It causes a lot of anxiety. But just make sure that you're monitoring those negative reactions that I listed, and you can keep that. You can call me. I'll be available. I'm also going to be looking into further resources for you, and I wish you the best of luck also with your friend Sarah and her arrangements. And later on, we can look into some grief counseling for that if you're interested. Right now, it's just kind of like taking it all in.
Right.
And, okay.
I appreciate that, Ms. Grace. It's just been a little overwhelming. Do you know if at the shelter, how long are we allowed to stay?
Oh, you're going to be allowed to stay there. Yeah, don't worry about that. They're not going to kick you out. I think they have some rules, of course, like bringing in drugs and stuff like that. That will get somebody kicked out, but you're going to be fine. They're not going to kick you out. They're going to be there for support. It's uncomfortable, of course. It's not like your own home, but just think about it as a temporary situation. That will help you. Just say this is temporary. Take a deep breath and continue with your task.
Okay. Yeah.
Has this been helpful?
Yes, I think I'm very grateful that you took the time for your day to come and visit with me and have us sit down. Because it's helped me get a look at things a little differently. I agree there are security people here at the shelter, and that would definitely be better than being in my car.
Right.
Where there's maybe not security, and there are a lot of people trying to get into the shelter, I know, and if they're unable to, they would do something to harm someone else. So I think,
and you have your spot already available,
right.
So take advantage of what they have to offer. Stay positive, and you have my contact information. I'm just a call away.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Miss Grace.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your help.
You're welcome.
I will finish doing these questions for when we meet again.
Okay.
And I will definitely go to the library tomorrow and try to do the paperwork. If I have any questions about doing the paperwork, can I give you a call?
Yeah, give me a call. That's fine. If you don't have access to a phone and you're there at the library, you can send me an email. I'm pretty good at responding through email, so I'll look at it, but definitely.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.